Longest like trailing sound out ever.
Dude, I love this. That was fucking cool, man.
Welcome back to another episode of the Financial Illiterates on new streaming software that maybe won't be horrible on my computer.
As long as it's actually streaming, that works. That's great.
I gotta start it up proper here. Man, this bottle really doesn't make much sound. It's really
what? Since you guys are drinking, I'm gonna drink. I know it's the theme of the podcast.
High West, the American Prairie Bourbon.
How does that compare to the Campfire?
Well, the Campfire is awful.
Oh, you shut your mouth and you say that.
So I don't like peaty whiskey, and they blended peaty scotches, and they blended a peaty scotch in there. So I don't really like it very much. It does make a very good Manhattan, though. It's my favorite Manhattan.
I think it's fantastic neat.
Yeah, I didn't like it neat. It's too much peat scotch for me. But this is just a blended straight bourbon. So
look at this guy, fancy guy.
What do you got going?
Sangria.
You're supposed to be the rich one on this
podcast. It's the millionaire next door.
Oh, that's great. What are you drinking, Justin?
A Christmas gift, actually, that I have not opened until tonight. It's called Uncle Nearest.
Uncle Nearest.
Huh, that's nice. Funny. I haven't heard of. I guess I haven't tried that one out. I've tried Uncle Farthest.
Can you kick him off now?
Yeah, I can ban invitees. Yeah, hold on.
I got a few more of those later. Don't worry.
Wow. I've tried Uncle Farthest. Jeez.
We're starting the podcast off right.
So like everything is an absolute mess here still because we're still finishing up the kitchen remodel, and it's like snow central here. So like all the snow gear, there's a pile of shoes over there. So like before this podcast, I took everything that was like piled up over here and just shoved it behind the couch.
I see remnants of it.
It's such a mess down here. It's ridiculous. Oh my God. That's part of the reason I haven't been making any content. Just like the cleanup effort in order to do it is just insurmountable.
It's all good. We'll never have as cool of a backdrop as Low.
I mean, that's true. It's true. I did set my other light up though for the first time since I've been back. Although I realize now the TV back there like really reflects off of that. I didn't know you could see that. Anyways, that's probably enough rambling. So it's been fun buying into some of these meme stocks.
A lot has happened over the last.
A lot has happened. Yes, because our last episode we recorded, which I still have yet to release, was with the Millionaires Unveiled guys. That was what 2-3 weeks ago, and then before that it was like pre-Christmas time.
Yeah.
So a lot has happened. Yeah, I've been wanting to do some of these trades, and then our friend in our Discord, which I'll link down below because I can do that. Was like talking about a couple of these stocks. I ended up getting into SOS and LGHL. Both of them are like Bitcoin plays for the most part, which I'm a big fan in. I mean, come on, we hit 53K today, guys.
Are they Bitcoin plays because those companies are buying into Bitcoin?
Yeah, they're actually mining. So, two.
That's cool.
So SOS is putting up a big mining rig in China. We're actually kind of hoping for some news tomorrow about that being up and running. And then LGHL is a holding company that acquired a company that has the sole rights to the only crypto like brokerage, I think it is, in Dubai.
Oh, that's cool.
Interesting.
So
look at this. Join the Discord. I can do that.
I like it. This software is incredible.
That's cool.
It makes it look so much more professional for
I know, right? It's like we tried really hard.
Very small podcast.
Yeah.
Hey, fellas, cheers. Glad to be back.
Cheers, Lo.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us again.
Oh no, thank you. Thanks.
Yeah, Lo, you have been doing some really interesting things over the last couple months now. What's been the latest haps and what's on the horizon?
Yeah, a lot of changes have happened, and a lot of good changes, I'd say. First and foremost, thank you guys for the last podcast, because I think after having that conversation, and I think we briefly touched on it on air, was Bitcoin. And I went in on Bitcoin at that time at 17,000. And yeah. And
How
so
hard?
you guys, so like, well, unfortunately I ended up pulling out, but I still got back in, but I made quite a bit of money from that move. So I wrote it all the way up to 48 or something like that. And I kept trimming off the top, and then it would bounce down and then come back up, and then I would trim again. So I think I like cashed out like 20K, and I still am making money on that.
Nice.
So like definitely diversified my portfolio a little bit. And I think at that time when we were talking, I was like stressing out over how to pay this house. And you know, for the folks who are tuning in right now, this place used to belong to my dad, and he passed away, so I ended up taking this over. But I was trying to figure out like, how can I make the mortgage payments a little bit easier on myself? So I think I went into that, and also started looking into more property investing. So all that went out the window because of my last job at Tesla. I wasn't making enough money, obviously, to be qualified for a mortgage. And Trey, thanks again for hooking me up with your mortgage brokers. They were fantastic people to work with. So
awesome. Good to hear.
Yeah. And yeah, so that went out the window, and I was just like kind of at home, like stewing and thinking. And in between that time, I sold my M3, which I think we'll get into in a little bit about the E46. But at the time, I sold my M3 unexpectedly, and I ended up picking a Porsche 911, a real
Nice.
one, not a Lego one. And
I got to see it first, though. I went to go check it out. I laid eyes on it first.
Yeah. Thank you, Justin. So got the Porsche, quit my job at Tesla because I absolutely hated it. And I don't know what was the aha moment for me when I was like, I'm going to try and start my own business. So,
nice.
And yeah, it was, you know, I've been wanting to do this like love shop thing for the longest time, and I'm not super like mechanically inclined. So I needed somebody on board who was, and I think just timing happened to work out for us in a very weird way. I think he was available, and then I was like, fuck, like, you know, this guy's so talented, like, let's combine our superpowers together and open up a cool shop. So I left Tesla because I just thought, like, I did the numbers and I'm like, shit, this is not as expensive as I thought it would be. Like, yes, it's a lot of money, but I think if you take a step back, opening this business is cheaper to buy a house, or I have the money to start this business over buying another investment property. And this, I can probably build my, I guess, personal financial portfolio to when I'm ready to buy again or purchase more properties in Florida, maybe I'll look a lot better on paper because of this business.
Nice.
Yeah.
So
let's
kind of like a pivot.
Let's also plug this shirt that you're wearing, because I'm a big fan of Alex and his artwork.
Oh yeah. So Bark the dog. So my cousin Alex is an artist based out of the East Coast, and he's responsible for our logo, and that's his character, and that's the mural right there that he painted. And then this is a custom shirt. So this is like my character in his like universe.
Oh.
I saw on his store too that he has some crypto art up, and I know Trey was looking into that stuff.
Still am.
Oh yeah.
Still
He's selling, dude, somebody made hella money recently. Like he was saying, like millions of dollars. Somebody bought crypto art. Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah. It's gaining a lot of traction over the last month. I mean, I don't know if you guys have seen, Gary Vee was just on CNBC today or yesterday, and he was talking about NFTs.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow. And he's buying like NFT based soccer cards in this like online thing. Like NFTs have expanded even past the art world, but like the art world's really picking up too. Like there's this one artist, what's his name? Ferocious. I've never said that out loud. It sounds stupid out loud.
Ferocious.
Yeah,
Can you repeat
ferocious.
that for the listeners?
It's ferocious with a W. Ferocious. He's got some great stuff. I learned about him through Anthony Pompliano. And his stuff like typically sells for like 30K. You know, it's all in ETH, but 30K USD equivalent. And like he's producing stuff like right and left. It's crazy. I would like to try and buy something just because his name's like so like out there, but I still have this struggle with like how do you know, like there's no it doesn't seem like there's much scarcity to it yet. Like there's a lot of crypto art being released right now. And I feel maybe at some point it'll become more scarce, but it's a digital thing, so it doesn't wear down. Like you could technically lose it. But it doesn't wear down like typical art. So I don't know if the scarcity part's going to come into it or not. I don't know. I'm still struggling with it for like a couple of those reasons, but
is this the first advancement in digital art, at least as far as like really trying to license it and say that you own this one copy? Because you know it's hard. It's easy to do that with physical prints.
You're muted, though.
Sorry. What's crazy is you can easily manipulate, real prints. You can make a copy. So how do you really know? I think I'm not 100% sure how this works because I'm not that technically savvy and into this stuff. But from what Alex had explained to me, it's like, I think you upload your art and I don't know what I'm talking about. So correct me if I'm wrong here. So you upload your artwork to the blockchain and now you have like a physical footprint or virtual footprint that cannot be erased or tampered with. So that's how you know, like you can trace it all the way back and authenticate the piece. Right.
Yeah. It's funny
because there can only be one true version.
The best way I've come to like rationalize what these NFTs are is it's a certificate of authenticity. It's not like there's only one version of that art out there. If you look at most of the NFTs that have like an image or a video on it, it's actually just like metadata to a URL with the image or the video on it. So like the image and the video, those can be easily copied and reproduced and like even more easily than physical artwork. But what it really is similar to is a certificate of authenticity that this thing referenced in the token.
Right.
That's the way I kind of think about it. I think that's where NFTs are going to get very, very interesting. Oh, hey, look, we have someone on. Are going to get very, very interesting in like home ownership. Yeah, you can bake into the, it depends on the Ethereum like smart contract, but you can bake into it so that every transaction along the line of that piece of that NFT, the original creator gets a piece of that, right? That's where smart contracts are really interesting.
That's really cool.
That is, yeah.
Yeah. And they also just mentioned in the future there will be ways to easily display your NFTs. I think that's the big piece that's really missing right now is, okay, cool, I bought this piece of awesome artwork for 30K. I can go view it in a VR world, but no, like people are like, the average person is not doing that. I'm not ever going to do that.
Is that what you were talking about in our Discord, Trey? Like
that's what I was talking about in our Discord.
Yeah.
Good plug for the Discord again. That's what I was talking about in the Discord the other day is like, I think there needs to be like a really high-end canvas type display that either stores your actual NFTs on it or can easily link to it. And it can show your digital artwork in the physical space. And I think that's going to start to bridge the gap between the digital and the physical on this stuff.
I see.
But it is really like a certificate of authenticity. And if you start thinking about it that way, like what's a title to your house, to your car? It's a certificate of authenticity. I think you're going to, in the future, see houses sold this way. You're going to see cars sold this way. And it's like all instantaneous, right? Like no longer do I have to send a thing into the state of California to get my title because I lost it.
It's always there.
Yeah, or I just permanently lost it because I lost access to my wallet.
Oh, shit.
Which fun little side note on Bitcoin, there's a limited supply of Bitcoin, but I recently learned that it's actually a dwindling supply of Bitcoin Because so
I'm
many
sorry.
people lose their Bitcoin.
Oh, right. They lose
Oh,
the wallet.
Like they forget their password or something, and they actually lose it. So the supply of Bitcoin is actually going down.
Oh, that's so crazy.
That's an interesting.
I mean, the supply is
to
not going
solve.
down, but the total maximum supply is going down, I should say.
Yeah, it's
How can
finite and dwindling.
How would you be able to solve that? Because it's supposed to be super secure, right? So you can't solve it.
Yeah, you can't. If you forget your secret key, it's gone.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not gone. It's encrypted. Just no one can ever access it again.
Well, that's another plug for the Discord, because Seth shared something interesting about quantum computers. There it is.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, quantum computers can have the capability of very easily cracking the cryptography for Bitcoin and Ethereum. But there's already cryptographically like quantum proof cryptographic algorithms. Whoa,
that's a mouthful,
dude! It's way too late. It's way too late on a Wednesday. Too many drinks to be talking about this. There are quantum secure cryptographic algorithms that already exist. So, but they would have to go and bake them into the protocol, right? Ethereum was talking about doing this in ETH2, but they decided not to do it yet. But it sounds like it's not too difficult to bake into the system, but I don't know that for sure. That's definitely a thing, though. I'm stoked to hear that you bought Bitcoin and made a lot of money from it. That's awesome.
Oh, well, thank you. You guys really opened my eyes to it. I mean, again, my aha moment with Bitcoin was when you said that, like, I don't know if it was with you directly or if Justin said it to me and just related, but the part where it's something about look at it as like a currency versus a stock. And that was like, light bulb
for sure.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
So I did that, and then I'm in a little bit in Ethereum. So I can't complain. I'm very, very happy with like my picks. So
I mean,
and when the markets are like, and like when the markets are like rolling, like right now, the markets took a shit today, and I'm looking at like my portfolio, and I'm actually gaining thanks to crypto. So my Tesla stocks are down by $100, and I own a good amount, and I should have felt that. But when I look at it, I'm actually up by a little bit. So if Tesla stocks come back up,
when did you get into Tesla?
2 years ago at like $200 a pop.
So they're not down. They were just down today.
They're down
today. They're just down today. Yeah.
I was gonna say I've been in it since like March, and I'm up 400% or some nonsense like that.
Yeah, I think the one thing I would love to share to people is like, again, by no means am I a fan of Tesla. I mean, I work there. I do like the Model 3, but all the other, I'm not like a Tesla nerd by any means, right? I'm like not super invested into them. But I will say that there's a lot of people that question Tesla stocks and like why, like this car maker, right? Their stocks are like popping off like crazy. It's, I've never seen that. Why can't like other car makers do the same? And I got to tell some of the people, if you're listening, like Tesla is just more than a car manufacturer. Like think of it as like the whole Apple ecosystem, how they have like, all the devices, the computers, the iPads and the phones all connected with each other. They, Tesla has the car, the autopilot infrastructure, the solar, the solar panels, right? They have all of that. So it goes beyond just the car. And for me, for somebody who's,
don't piss off Uncle Elon.
I know, but I'm just
he's doing us good right now.
Yeah,
no, I don't think what he's saying is a bad thing. I mean, I completely agree. I don't invest in Tesla because it's a great car company.
Yeah,
like, and I don't think
Elon
Musk actually looks at Tesla like a car company.
I've always where it started. It's a tech company.
No, it's his Save the Planet company.
Yeah.
Like if you look at Elon's like overall like goals, it's to like save and grow humanity. Tesla, if you look at everything Tesla does, it is all about improving and saving this planet. And then if you look at SpaceX, it's about expanding to another planet.
It's impressive stuff. Straight out of sci-fi.
Yeah. I mean, like, because Solar City's in there too. Like lots of people forget that Solar City is part of Tesla. That's nothing to do with cars. They have the solar roof. They have the battery pack. Like all of these were developed from the car. Like the car's technology helped to develop this, but the company is not cars. That's what people think of when they think of Tesla, but it's not cars.
Yeah.
It is an electric-based company that is designed to save the planet.
Correct. Well,
I invest in Tesla because it's my only way to invest in Elon Musk right now. If I could invest in
Yeah.
SpaceX, I would
forget
100% invest in SpaceX.
Yeah.
And that
Yeah.
other, like, what the cyborg one? What's that called? Neural something or other?
Oh, Neuralink.
Neuralink.
Yeah, Neuralink. I'd invest in that one too. I'll invest in anything Elon Musk is doing.
Even the Boring Company.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Definitely.
yeah, dude, I forgot about that too. There's what I wonder what's up with that project right now. Jamie,
They're
do you
building
guys have
that
a
out.
Jamie podcast?
Jamie.
They're building that out in Vegas, right?
In LA, Vegas.
It's
LA.
supposed to be LA, I think.
No, they got a contract in Vegas for the
What?
like the strip to the conference center or something like that. If I
The
remember right. I
tunnels or
mean, unless
whatever?
that fell through, but I'm pretty sure that was like a done deal.
COVID
Tunnel,
might
not
have had something to
Hyperloop.
say about that.
No, it's not a
Oh
hyperloop.
yeah. Okay, so it is the Boring Tunnel. Such a cool thing, dude. And the freaking flamethrower.
I like how he's an incredibly smart guy, like knows all the details of the product. He's a smart business guy, but then he also just like doesn't care. And I love that about him. Like, you know, he's like, people are shorting the stock, so he makes shorts.
Yeah.
Like he used company resources to make and sell shorts in a flamethrower. Like,
It's
come
so
on, that's
funny.
just awesome. Like,
Yeah.
he's using the power of owning a business the way that you should. Like, if you have the
That's so
ability
true.
to do that, why not do that?
Yeah.
That is so true.
He's making
is very
business
true.
fun.
Yeah.
You know, I just want to. You know, there's a lot of people that I come across that are like big Elon haters, and I just want to know like where it's coming from. A lot of it is like he's arrogant. He just says whatever he's supposed to say. But like, again, I'm not the biggest fan of the guy. Like, I appreciate his work, but I'm like, I still don't see that side. Like, why would you hate a guy that you don't know? Right?
I mean, that's just
He's
what
just
people
trying to do
do.
good. I
That's
guess
just
so.
what people do. I mean, like,
it's human nature.
A lot of really successful people are very polarizing people, right?
Steve
Like,
Jobs, Kanye West,
Steve Jobs,
Oprah.
Kanye West, Oprah.
Everybody loves Oprah.
Grant Cardone.
Who
Gary
hates
Vee, right? Like,
That's very true.
I hate Oprah. Oprah's very annoying.
What the fuck?
Really? Is it
She's
because she's
very
too
annoying.
positive? Too positive?
Yeah, I think that's probably what annoys me about her is it's just like way too much positivity.
It's because Trey didn't get a car when he went to go watch her. That's why.
I never went to go watch her because that's just not my thing.
It's-
You know, I'd rather be working.
What if she gave you an E46 M3?
Oh.
Well, then I'd be like, but you
Ooh.
give people bigger prizes all the time.
Wow.
Seems like a pretty big prize.
That's a pretty big prize.
I can afford it though, so give me something I can't afford.
The maintenance on an E46 M3.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you like how I own a 2004 Jeep Wrangler, and now I'm gonna go get like the only other vehicle in existence that is hard to maintain. One of my criteria was something more reliable. Lol.
Oh, that's out the window, man.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay.
Goodness. What else? What other updates? So yeah, did
Have
well
you
on
been
crypto.
Have you been doing anything else on the real estate side?
No, because I exhausted after that podcast. I was like super juiced, and I knocked on every single door. I went to like brokers here. I went to brokers in Florida. I went to brokers. Like, I just like asked, right? And just to see, like, get different opinions and thoughts. And really at the end of the day, if I'm being transparent, $22 at Tesla, even if I have like over $1 million in the bank in assets, like, it wasn't going to cut it. Even if I could pay the homes cash, that stupid pay, which I don't think I deserve. I deserve way more than that. Thanks, COVID. The stupid pay was barring me from being able to continue to invest in property and leverage credit. So that was the end of the road. I tried like a couple times.
Yeah, just drop the lid to this. That's okay. So you're starting a business and you're going to pay yourself a salary and you're going to do that for a year or two, and then you're going to have income to show that you can qualify for a mortgage?
I hope that's what I'm thinking. But if there's something flawed in my idea, let me know.
Make sure you pay yourself like a W-2.
Yeah, I am.
That's the biggest challenge with buying a house for self-employed entrepreneurs. Like people talk about that all the time. Like it's so hard to qualify for a house when you don't have W-2 income.
Yeah, I'm paying myself out. I'm putting myself on payroll.
Yeah. I mean, you pretty much have to do that in order to buy a house with like a residential, mortgage. So which I'm just tired of getting residential mortgages at this point.
Yeah, dude. So here's my shop is a means to get another residential mortgage. However, so we're about to sign a 5-year lease on the place with the option at year 3 to back out. If we want to continue and business is doing well, I'm going to want to eventually, after the 5 years, pick up business and look into purchasing commercial property. So I was talking to my realtor. By the way, really great guys to work with. I mean, it's super easy on commercial properties. They do leasing and sales. And he was saying like all you got to do is put 10% down on a commercial property, usually.
Wow.
I mean, if you can get that, that sounds great. But typical is 30.
Wow, that's impressive. So 10% is nothing. That's amazing.
I mean, you can barely get 10% on a residential. If you can get 10%, then give me that guy's name and I will buy everything.
Yeah, on commercial property. Yeah.
Most of the time, it's 30% down.
That's impressive.
Like industry standard for commercial loans is 30% down.
Amazing, 10%. Yeah, I'll pass them on. And that's when I was like, yo, 10% of that and those commercial properties, like that's not out of reach. So hopefully,
that's what that was gonna be my question is if you can buy the property, because I mean that's Justin and I are looking at a lot of like cash flowing businesses right now that we would own the real estate underneath.
That's what I was thinking too. Like I would want to have my own shop and then also have other, like, in the compound or the facility, I would like to have other shops as well paying into the mortgage or the commercial property, right? So it's like mine is making money. It's not just occupying space while other people are also paying me while they're running their business.
Yep.
So that's my goal. That's my dream.
Yeah, we've been looking at
5-year plan.
We've been looking at like self-serve car washes and hotels.
Dude, game over. I've self-serve car wash. Expensive, I hear, to open up in the beginning, but everything else is just a joyride.
If you build one from scratch, though, if you buy one, though, it's just rehab costs, and it's pretty similar. Like a lot of these businesses,
for like $250.
Yeah, I mean, there's uniquenesses to every business, right? But most of these, like, they're pretty much the same thing. It's income, expenses, profit, and then the appreciation of the assets underneath and payroll. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
So I'm actually talking to someone that operates 8, I think, hotels out in the Bay Area tomorrow.
That's cool.
Yeah, an introduction that I got there. So I want to learn more about the hotel space because we were looking at vacation rentals, like single family vacation rentals on like Airbnb out in the Bay, the other Bay Area, out in Florida near Tampa area, St. Pete, Clearwater,
the Tampa Bay area.
But as we got like thinking about it too, we're like, would a hotel make more sense? Because there's like all these restrictions on like short-term rentals and all this other stuff. And, you could get a lot of rentals with a hotel very easily and quickly.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I hope maybe next podcast we can fill some people in on the finances of a hotel and what it takes to buy that. But yeah, if it's possible to get 10% down on a commercial loan, that's a really big deal. From my understanding, it's typically 30% down, 10 years, and you're looking at like 6 to 8% probably interest. Sometimes you can get balloon payments.
Yeah. I'm looking. I'm pretty sure he said 10%, and that blew me away. That's why I was like, wow, that's not impossible. That's totally doable.
Yeah, 10% is crazy.
It's like, wow.
I can't even get 10% on our single family homes on my personal mortgages.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I was like, dude, $1 million commercial property, easy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just have a bunch of Bitcoin ready to go. No big deal.
Yeah, exactly. Bitcoin. That's another interesting piece about getting a house too, is like they don't count your Bitcoin assets.
Yeah, they don't. You gotta that has to
Those are all
materialize into actual money. Yeah, virtual money doesn't count.
Yeah, like if you're gonna buy a house with like a residential loan, you have to get all of your money out of these weird places into your bank account at least 3 months ahead of time.
Oh yeah. Okay, I have a question. I'm not stoned or drunk. This is a legit question. So
This should be great.
Yeah, if Elon makes it to space and Mars, right? And this is an international effort. Will his space stations run on Doge and Bitcoin?
I don't think Doge. Bitcoin, yeah.
I hope not Doge. But his tweets kind of scare me because I'm like, no, this can't be true. Doge cannot go up.
I am going to buy Doge. Let me just say that now.
I mean,
I'm going to buy Doge for two
$100.
reasons. One is partially Elon's just talking about it. But I was watching Andre Jick's video the other day. I think that's who it was. And he kind of unintentionally convinced me. He was talking about how like tickers like SPCE, the space, and other cool sounding tickers perform better than similar companies with not very good ticker names. It got me thinking, like, Doge is so cheap right now. Everyone is talking about Doge. MKBHD just did a video on Doge. Like, what?
There has to be some sort of theory on this. But I think Elon's one of those guys where it's more so watch what he does and not so much what he says.
And that's why I'm not basing that off of Elon. I'm like, I'm going to probably put like $10,000 in Dogecoin simply based off of like the memeability of it. Like, I think a huge proportion of people that know about crypto or even not know about Dogecoin.
Oh, for sure. Now I do.
Yeah,
so into
it's like
now.
it's like a marketing.
The second that Dogecoin becomes easy to buy, a lot of fucking people are going to buy it.
It's super easy on Robinhood.
You can't buy Dogecoin on Robinhood.
Oh yeah, you can. I have it.
Oh, you can buy it on Robinhood. It's the only easy place to buy it. Then you can't buy it on Coinbase. You can't buy it on Gemini. You can't buy it on BlockFi.
Oh,
they cut it off or what?
Yeah, no, you just can't buy it.
Unless I spell
the problem with buying it on problem with buying it on Robinhood is it's not like real. I mean, it kind of is, but not really.
Like a mirror image, a mirror.
Well, like you can't transfer that Doge out.
What? Oh, into like another thing?
Yeah,
into another
like
brokerage?
Kevin was talking about this on one of his videos earlier. He's planning on starting a BlockFi account, which if you're into crypto, you should definitely start a BlockFi account, trobark.com/BlockFi. Got to get that in there. You earn like insane interest on it, but he can't transfer his Bitcoin from Robinhood because like you don't get a wallet. Like you can buy Bitcoin, but you don't get a wallet. You can't transfer it out. He has to sell it all and then rebuy it if he wanted to transfer it. So he's going to end up keeping a lot of it there. That's I would never buy it on Robinhood simply because like you don't really own it.
It's
is it still insured though?
Robinhood treats
because it's
like
a brokerage.
Robinhood treats it. No, there's no way Bitcoin is SPIC insured.
No,
unless they're not actually buying you Bitcoin, and they're buying you like a Bitcoin ETF or future.
Can't be.
I don't know. I don't know that for sure.
That'd be dangerous.
I actually have a video idea in the future to dig into this a little bit more because I don't know what exactly you're getting there.
Yeah.
But I'd be astonished if it was SIPC insured. I bet there's some like discrepancy there, like where that's not an actual thing. But I wouldn't buy it there because, like, again, if they treat it like a stock rather than a currency, if you look at it like a currency, like, all right, well, this is going to make me sound like a super degenerate, but I got really into poker there for a bit, right? In this online poker site that I was using, you could deposit money with Bitcoin. Like you'd actually just pay with Bitcoin, and you actually got a big bonus for using Bitcoin, which now, like, the amount of money that I transferred to Bitcoin probably is a lot more. But anyways, like you'll be able to use it as a currency, but anything you bought in Robinhood, you can't. Like if you could buy a SpaceX flight with Bitcoin, can't use your Robinhood Bitcoin.
No. I'm wondering if I'm pretty sure they're gonna fix that, especially after the backlash that they received. They gotta get back in the good graces of the public.
I think they're gonna have a hard time.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I think they're not gonna die because people just like the ease of Robinhood. I've never really liked it that much.
Guilty.
I just never really liked it that much. I hate Webull though. I really loathe Webull.
I like the free stocks that they gave me.
Yeah, I like their free stuff. That's why I still have it. And once in a while I'll check stuff on there, but I don't know. I think they'll stick around because people just have portfolios there and they don't really want to move it and they don't know about an ACATS transfer and being able to do that and the ease of buying and selling on there. But I don't think Robinhood's ever going to have the good graces that they've had for a very long time. Because if you read between the lines on all the interviews around this whole thing, there was some really shady stuff that went down, I think. I don't know that for sure, but I think some shady stuff went down.
Yeah.
And when I say shady, I mean par for the course in the financial space, right? You know, everyone's the Senate is or Congress or whoever is interviewing the dude that led this whole GME thing. And, it's I kind of hope he gets up there and is bro, I just did exactly what hedge funds do every single day. But then there's also people that are mad that the hedge funds
shorted the short,
basically theoretically, allegedly got Robinhood and all them others to prevent them from buying more, right? I don't know if that happened or not, but they got prevented from buying. And if it was the hedge funds that did that, people got mad that they did that. And it's well, but fuck with them. They fuck back. That's how it works. It's just before you didn't know you could fuck with them.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't have it both ways. You can't have it where you can fuck with them and they can't fuck with you. That's how they had it before, and it just didn't work.
I think from a PR perspective, Robinhood did not handle it well because they were in the same. M1 Finance was in the same boat. Webull was in the same boat. I think M1 Finance's CEO did a good job of just explaining facts and not trying to he didn't have a script. He just kind of knew the facts, stated the facts, said this, it was kind of shitty, but it's what they had to do. Otherwise they would have been screwed.
Yeah, I think he did a good job, and I think they did a very good job right at the very front of it, being clear that it wasn't them. It was their clearinghouse, right?
Oh shit.
Most of these companies use this. Robinhood's an exception.
Yeah.
They used to use Apex for their clearing. M1 still does use Apex for their clearing. And a lot Webull, I think, uses Apex for their clearing too. So a lot of these are just a single clearinghouse. Apex said, no, you can't sell this anymore or buy this anymore. And so they all had to not be able to buy it anymore because that's literally what they used behind the scenes, right? A lot of these fintech companies, they're just easy to use UIs on top of these ancient financial system APIs, right? And when Robinhood launched, I think they used Apex, and now they use something else who apparently has some sort of connection to Melvin Capital if you look through the different layers and all this other stuff. But there's apparently regulations preventing these two companies from talking, but it's does it really though? I don't know.
Yeah.
Lots of question marks, but I do agree. The Robinhood CEO, when you watch his interviews, the interview he did with Meet Kevin, you walk away from that and you're wow, they really did some shady shit.
Yeah. It doesn't sound good.
Yeah, and I don't know if they did or not, but it definitely didn't sound good.
Yeah. And that fucking Vlad guy, I mean, I'm sure his hands are tied, but his PR firm had him reading from a script and it just sounded so bad. It wasn't transparent. It felt too scripted and just
take a look at Elon's ugly. Ain't nobody tying his hands.
That's so true.
Well, he's in a pretty good position. No one can.
Well,
yeah, he's untouchable.
Yeah.
At this point, he is untouchable.
I mean, he is. The SEC's tried to touch him. That sounded weird.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, him and Grimes touched each other for sure because they got a baby.
Wow, this degenerated so quickly. So quickly.
Yeah, this is the Financial Illiterates podcast. You should not take any advice from us anyway.
Definitely not me.
So I bought that SOS in the LGHL, right? Dude, I'm up 10% today.
Amazing.
This is easy.
This is easy.
I'm gonna quit my job.
Shit. The market's a very strange place right now. Well, it makes sense, but it's strange to me.
It is.
It makes sense.
It is a very weird place. I think we've come into a new world in the market, in my opinion.
I think there's a
lot of people that are. Yeah, there's a lot of people that are talking about like, oh, the market's too frothy and it's going to crash. Maybe that's true, but they're also basing it on the like previous way the market worked. Yeah. Never before in history have stocks moved because of Discord chat rooms. That's legitimately what's happening now. Like Discord chat rooms are having enough people on there with access to things like Robinhood and Webull, or even traditional brokerages with low commissions or no commissions. And they're actually able to move these smaller stocks.
Mm-hmm.
And like SOS, that's not moving because of hedge funds. That's moving because of like regular people.
That's regular ass people.
So like, I think we're in a different world now where people need to take that into account. And that's why I'm sort of interested in Doge. And that's why I'm kind of playing around with some of these. I put $1,000 in. So it's, if it went to zero, it wasn't that big of a deal. But like, I'm playing around with it because I think there is an edge to be had in this new world of trading.
Yes.
I think people are catching on to the game. And able to coordinate action a lot faster.
I'm going to use this really fancy word right now. I don't know if it's correct, but I feel like it's right for this moment. But I'm going to say it anyways. So I think that the socioeconomic situation that we face.
That was very eloquent.
Thanks. Well, but fancy word aside, I think that
I have too much fun with this.
This is pretty good. But I think that what we're seeing is kind of like the tides changing where, again, Robinhood, like the regular people in Discord chats versus in Reddit versus like big hedge funds, you're starting to see like a shift in power in terms of, money, wealth, right? There's new money where people like profited big on the GameStop stuff or even Bitcoin versus old time money.
Yeah, right. Like hedge funds at one point were a new phenomenon in the markets, just like ETFs were. Like ETFs weren't a big thing not that long ago. They were a new thing in the market, and I think the market had to learn how to adapt to that. Like ETFs it's very easy for them to move stocks. Like, when they were talking about Tesla being out of the S&P, like they're like, oh, this is going to change a lot of stuff because all these index funds are now required to buy Tesla. And now hundreds of thousands of people around the world are now owning Tesla without intentionally owning Tesla. And like hedge funds were a new thing at one point too, and they have plenty of power to move the markets. And now what we're realizing, and I think this is a lot of the point that Gary Vee's been making on CNBC lately, is that the internet has basically removed the middleman. The middleman was at one point like an actual person that you picked up the phone and called your stockbroker to like write down some stuff on a piece of paper and put it in an air vacuum tube to go buy a stock. And then that turned into ETFs, and then that turned into hedge funds, and then that turned into Robinhood. And now that's turning into Reddit and Discord, and we can just like make mass action together. It wasn't like this guy said, hey, everyone here needs to go buy GameStop because it'll make the price go up. He said, I see an overage of short selling here, and if I buy, then it's going to cause them to have to find the stock, and it's going to cause the stock price to go up.
Yeah.
And everyone else consumed that and, processed whatever diligence they did. I'm sure some people did none, and some people probably did a lot. And then they chose to buy on their own volition, right? Yeah. I think where this breaks down versus a hedge fund is then it goes really high and people are like, oh man, I made so much money, I'm getting out of here. And they sort of break the party lines, right? Where a hedge fund is one single unit. But it's a very interesting concept. And imagine if you could drive that at scale, that would be fascinating.
But if you are a smart and a wise investor, the GameStop stuff was cool. Phenomenon, maybe the future. But remember, you got to look at the company's finances, look at the trends. Don't rely on Reddit. And my biggest tip to all the homies out there and the homettes is by the time you hear it on the news, you're too late. Don't buy into it.
I would say that is true for investing. That is less true for trading.
Oh, I don't even know trading, but investing.
Yeah, like what I'm doing with these couple of stocks is not investing. It's trading.
Yeah.
Like my time horizon is like days.
Wow.
Maybe weeks with this.
Style
like I bought my SOS shares yesterday. I'm probably going to dump the shares and keep the call option that I bought today. I'm going to dump the shares probably tomorrow. It's looking like we'll probably hit 16, 17 again tomorrow, and I'll probably dump it around 16 or 17, and I bought it at 11. So it's like a quick 50% gain over a couple of days. Now, like I only put like $400 or $500 into it, so like it's not a massive change, but it's a decent change. But that's like it's trading.
Yeah.
And that like the news had already come out, and I was just buying into the continued hype, right?
Yeah.
Like there's a different aspect to short-term trading than there is to investing. Investing, the financials make a lot of sense. I would not buy this company as a long-term hold. I would not buy any of these companies I'm trading as a long-term hold. I would buy Tesla. I would buy Apple. I would buy AT&T. All of the other things in my portfolio, which I realize I don't have online anywhere. I should put that up somewhere. But Tesla's the winner.
It is. It is.
Tesla's the winner. Although, the other one that I've made a lot of money on this year, Lowe's.
Me?
No, like Lowe's, the home improvement,
the hardware store. Yeah.
Lowe could be considered a hardware store too.
It is. Wow.
Oh yeah.
It is my second. It is my second largest gainer next to Tesla. Like I've gained like 400% in Tesla and like 100% in Lowe's.
Wow, that's impressive, dude.
Yeah, it's crazy.
How did you pick Lowe's?
You live in Oakland, right?
Yo, excuse me, guys. There's something happening outside. I don't know what's going on.
Give us the news report.
Are we about to get the most
mic party
viewed video on YouTube?
Oh no, yeah, it's okay. Here.
Rich kid killed in Oakland live on YouTube.
And it falls out of
No. We did not stream that.
Out of window.
What is happening right now? What's happening?
Don't fall out.
Oh, a bike party. Dude, California and their freaking bike parties, man.
Yo, see that blue thing over there? That's a pool table in that person's loft.
That's pretty tight.
You should make friends with them.
I know. One time I worked on the motorcycle up here and they were filming me. Not a good idea to bring your motorcycle into the condo. Bad idea.
You didn't get in any trouble for that, right?
No, but it was very difficult to move in and out of the elevator.
So when's the business launching?
Oh, the business is launching and I'm aiming for sometime in mid-April. Nice. Ideally, I'd like to have it in the beginning of April. What's really cool is that, and thanks for asking, Trey. So the shop is kind of born out of the idea of I can't find a shop that'll take care of my own stuff like the way I would like for it to be treated. Like I can't go into a tire shop and not have my wheels scratched up while getting the tires put on. Mm-hmm. Sometimes when they balance your tires, their machine's not calibrated and you still get a vibration in the steering wheel. And when you go back to the shop, they're like, our machine is fine, it's your wheel. And then they don't do anything about it. Mm-hmm. So I'm tired of hearing that. And so I'm like, why don't I just open up a shop that I would want to be my own customer of? And then, combined with the skills of my business partner, Vidar, right? Very, very skilled mechanic. It's just kind of like he loves wrenching. I love wrenching at a certain capacity. What I'm finding out is I'm falling in love with this whole process of starting the business, from, paperwork to branding to lease and all this paperwork and purchasing. It's super fun, stressful, but very fun. And so I think that the business side of me is really coming out and kind of blossoming in this. So I was very afraid of how I would be able to handle myself through the situation because you know, if I'm being real with myself, I'm kind of I'm very lazy and I'm very much a procrastinator. But I think once I found this thing that I'm super passionate about, the work just doesn't feel like work. Like I'll be up till 2 a.m, stoned out of my mind, still banging out of the keyboard, because I just want to continue to work. So it's been a very fun process. I can tell you that it feels like I've grown a lot and learned a shit ton, and I've made a lot of new connections. And yeah, man, I hope that I kill it in business. I really, really do. So, and then we can talk about property investment if I do really well. Sorry, that was the long answer. Short answer is I'm hoping mid-April.
I mean, it's great. I think it's one of the most overlooked parts of starting a business. It's something I've been working on lately is start something that you would use, that you need in your life right now. Like I'm about to launch a habit tracker app because I haven't found a habit tracker that I really like. So I built one for myself and I'm going to launch it for sale. And I mean, maybe people will buy it, maybe they won't. Either way, I have something that I like.
And
I think it's a very good strategy for launching a business and a product is make something that you want. And there's probably someone else out there like you. I know, like you're talking about the needing to take your wheels back to get rebalanced, especially with off-road tires. That is a huge problem. I remember one point in my Jeep, I had to take a single tire back 5 times before they got it properly balanced.
Yeah. Like I hate hearing those stories. I hate having to redo something because I just find it to be a waste of time, even though I had to repaint my center console 3 times already. But if I can save my customers or like people like myself who live a busy life, if I can save them that trip and give them that peace of mind that their car is done properly, like I'm just happy because that's how I would want to be treated. I mean, we're not going to be the cheapest on the block, but we're not going to be the most expensive. So we're going to have a customer lounge built out. We have custom containers being built as we speak, right? We're going to build a loft. Like I don't think anybody's ever done this. We're having them demo all the existing office, and we're actually putting not that I would recommend anybody to do this, but we're investing about anywhere from 30 to maybe even 50 grand in renovating the space. And we're leasing the property, and in the agreement, I have to leave those containers there. So, but I want this business to look and feel good. I want it to be the second home. And I want people, like, have you ever been to a car shop where you can lounge around and just hang out and do your work and not forget that your car is being worked on and it's going to take about 2 hours? I want to create a place where you can hang out and chill.
Yeah, I think customer experience is the number one thing to get right.
Yeah.
If
especially
you make
in the
the
auto
customer
repair
experience
industry.
good, nothing else matters.
I 100% agree. Well, I mean, yes, but I think coming from like the retail world of Apple and seeing how the Genius Bar operates, it's like the customers of Apple expect 11 out of 10 service from when you talk to them to the quality of their device when you return it. So being exposed to that kind of an environment where things are operating at a high level makes me think like, why can't these car businesses operate the same?
Yeah, there's no reason it can't. I mean, it was Tony Hsieh, I think. I don't know how to say his last name. The Zappos founder. That was his whole thing. Like he credits the entire success of Zappos to their customer support.
Yeah. It's crazy. Customer service in today, like when I was working at the startup, I would say, of course, sales is a big part of it, but support is very important to a business now, because once you sell the product, you got customers who want to use it, and they're probably going to buy or sell based on the interaction with you guys.
Yeah, the customer experience and support is what leads to recurring sales and referrals.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No other part of the business leads to that.
Yeah. So, Trey, my target demographic, please ask me.
What am I asking you?
What's your target demographic?
Oh, what's your target demographic?
Justin, Trey, thank you so much for asking. So our target demographic that we're trying to aim for, believe it or not, the race car guys and the truck guys, of course we want to help you guys because we love that stuff. But our target demographic at heart is the wives and the girlfriends of our car or our homies. Because I hear so often that they're like, I'm just going to the shop. I don't know what they told me, but it sounds like I need to get it done. And this is how much I paid for it. How much? X amount. Oh my God, they overcharged you. And you didn't need that. So, we're not going to do any specialty service. We're going to outsource that to like our trusted friends. But I want to have a business where women feel comfortable, like coming in and they can trust us, right? And not feel like they're walking into like a sleazy, greasy shop. So, yeah.
I agree with the sentiment, but maybe you need to work on the sales pitch a little bit because I thought
think
that was
so,
a very, very funny way to approach it. We're targeting all the wives and the girlfriends of my best friends.
Oh, yeah.
Come into our lounge
yes,
that we've spent $50K renovating, so it's going to be your second home. Maybe rework the pitch a little bit.
Yeah.
That's the pitch to us. That's not the pitch to them, obviously.
That's the pitch to the entire world on YouTube.
That's the sangria. That's true. Yes. I mean this.
We'll have free sangria.
Yeah.
A coffee shop too.
Yeah, we're hoping that, I don't know how I'm going to pull this off, but if I can figure out permitting and it makes sense, I'd love to open up a coffee shop as well, so that customers could still hang out at the lounge and not feel obligated that they have to have their car worked on, and we still have some form of money coming in through the doors.
Justin and I have talked about opening a coffee shop multiple times.
Dude, so here's my plan. I have homies that I'm really cool with, the people at Blue Bottle, right? And so what I was thinking was I would buy all the equipment for the coffee shop, like whatever they want. And then all they have to do is just pay me back rent. And and they run it as if it's like their own business. So I'm hands off and they do the best work they can. And they pay me a reasonable amount every month. And I just ask them for a cup of coffee. I'm hands off.
Your rent is a cup of coffee?
Well, no. They would pay me, but I would also ask for like cups of coffee a day.
Yeah. No, I get it. I mean, Justin, I can't believe we never did the coffee cart. We had this coffee shop across the street from our office that closed. What? It closed at 2, 3, something
2.
like that. Something ridiculously early. So we're like, dude, we need to just have a coffee cart that opens at 3.
Yeah,
and everybody wants their afternoon coffee.
I don't know why we never did that. We should have.
It was better than the WeWork coffee.
Probably because we had too much work to do at Green Bits, but
yeah, we were a little busy at our day jobs.
Yeah, I guess so.
We all worked together at Green Bits, which is really weird.
We did, yeah, for a very brief period.
For a very short time. VJ was the guy with the orange vest.
That's
VJ,
right?
VJ, right? Yeah.
Is it VJ? Am I being racist?
Yeah. No. You're right. It is VJ.
Oh, okay.
Why would you be racist?
All right. And on that note, we're gonna wrap it up tonight. The sangria is talking a little too aggressive here.
Sorry.
No, but is there anything else that we wanted to cover tonight? Because I do feel like it's digressing into the after hours show now.
Oh, very much so. Oh, Trey, okay, just to quickly touch upon it, E46M3.
Yes.
Do you have any questions for me?
I have one for me.
I did.
You used to.
Justin was telling me that you wanted.
I don't have the cash for it quite yet, but no, it's gonna be in the next 6 months. I think I'm gonna be buying a white, probably 2004 to 06 E46 M3.
It's a great car.
I'm okay with the earlier models if I have to. It does have to be white.
Yeah. I had an early model one, and I think the difference was like suspension.
Yeah, there's a couple of body styling things. I do like the facelift, but I can live without it too.
My car got converted into a facelift. Like they had the LED ring headlights, and it had the LED taillights. It looked good, to be honest.
Yeah,
I liked it.
Yeah, I like those cars a lot. And then also when I learned how many horses it has and how many horses it can have with the supercharger.
Oh yeah, dude, those are insane.
You can get 480 to the wheels with the supercharger.
Oh my god, that's a lot of power.
It is. I was watching one video of this guy that's got a supercharged E46 M3, and he's like, He's like, one of the things I will tell you is you will never get traction. He's like, I can spin these tires out starting from a dead stop in third.
Wow, that's impressive.
I'm like, that sounds great. Give me 2 of those.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm probably going to be buying one of those soon. I've been really wanting like a faster vehicle for a long time. You know, I bought a motorcycle a long time ago and then ended up selling that. And I've just been wanting something. And then with the recent breakages of the Jeep, I was looking for something more reliable. Turns out this isn't going to be more reliable, but maybe they're not broken at the same time.
Yeah.
Maybe like if you mix them together, then you have one reliable vehicle. I don't know.
Yeah, half and half. That's what the FJ did for me.
Yeah, it's got 4 seats, so I can, you know, all I do is pick up the kids from school. That's like literally the only place I ever go, and that's not just because of quarantine. It's just my life. And we have some fun twisty roads here.
Do they not fit in the back seat of a 911? Are they too big for that?
Yeah, they have like booster seats and stuff still.
So they kind of sort of fit in a 911.
Yeah, maybe, but it would be a tight squeeze. Also, like, I don't want to convince myself that a 911 would work, because then I could very easily start convincing myself maybe a GTR could work, and then I don't want to go down that road.
A GTR actually could very well work. I think there's a lot more. Sorry.
We're going to stick with the nice low price, the E46 M3. We're going to live a happy life.
Okay.
So that is it for tonight. As always, follow up on Twitter. Meant to say follow us.
Follow up.
Subscribe and like the video.
And
this is an example banner. Click on a banner to show it on the screen.
Oh.
But don't forget to join the Discord. And no, but as always on Twitter, Trobrock, Gustin Jabriel. You didn't bother to put that in your name. You just said Justin, so that makes it harder. But that's okay. Yeah. And
change it to
see
the
you guys
Personal Finance Dictionary
next time. Whenever that is. I don't know when that'll be.